In 1953, a government was overthrown, not by a declaration of war, and not by its own people, but by a secret operation funded entirely from the outside. And it all started with oil. This wasn't a revolution. It was planned, it was funded, and it was executed in total secrecy. And the world didn't even notice. Today, we go inside the declassified files of Operation Ajax, a mission that didn't just change a government, it changed the path of the entire 20th century. This is the part no one talks about. To understand why this happened, you have to see Abadan. In 1950, it was the crown jewel of the British Empire, the world's largest oil refinery. But here's where it gets strange. There were two Irans. In one part of the city, British executives lived like kings. They had air-conditioned bungalows, rose gardens, and tennis clubs. But just a few miles away, 80,000 Iranians lived in a shantytown called Khakhazabad, literally paper city. No running water, no electricity, 130-degree heat. Workers lived in metal shacks made of rusted oil drums, hammered flat. Same oil, same land, completely different lives. The British government was taking more in taxes from that oil than the Iranian government received in royalties. It was, in the words of later historians, colonial robbery. But this wasn't the real reason for the coup. Enter Mohammad Mosaddegh. He was a lawyer, a fierce nationalist, and he was eccentric. He was prone to public weeping. He had fainting spells during speeches, and he often held meetings of state from his iron bed wearing wool pajamas. But don't let the pajamas fool you. He wasn't just a leader. He was the first man to challenge global control over oil. In 1951, he did the unthinkable. He nationalized the entire industry. He told the British to pack their bags and leave. But here's where things took a darker turn. The British didn't just walk away. They launched a naval blockade. They choked the economy. And then they called Washington. What happened next wasn't public, it was planned. The CIA sent Kermit Roosevelt Jr., the grandson of Teddy Roosevelt, into Tehran under a fake name, James Lockwood. He carried a briefcase full of cash, $1 million. The goal wasn't to fight the government, it was to make the country turn against it. The CIA's BEDAMN network began a campaign of black propaganda. They bought newspaper editors. They planted fake stories calling Mosaddegh a communist and an enemy of Islam. They even hired fake communists to attack mosques and the homes of religious leaders, just to scare conservatives into supporting a coup. It was a war of nerves. August 15th, the first attempt failed. Mosaddegh found out. The messenger was arrested. The Shah panicked and fled the country in a small plane to Rome. And then everything collapsed. CIA headquarters sent a telegram. Operation failed. Leave immediately. Roosevelt refused to go. He hired Shaban the Brainless Jafari, a famous street tough and wrestler. On August 19th, the circus arrived. Weightlifters, wrestlers, and paid thugs led a mob through the city. This is where the story takes a turn. They attacked the radio station. Tanks surrounded Mossadegh's house and opened fire. 300 people lay dead in the streets. Mosaddegh was captured, tried for treason, and spent the rest of his life under house arrest. The Shah returned as an absolute monarch. But look at the fine print. In the new oil deal, American companies now took a 40% share. The coup worked in the short term, but it created something far more dangerous, a country that would never trust the West again. And this is what it led to. Scholars agree the 1953 coup sowed the seeds for the 1979 revolution. Without 1953, there is no 1979. Iran didn't just lose a leader that day, it lost control of its own future.